Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today, I'm going to be tasting bread that I paid the most money I've ever paid for a loaf of bread in my entire life. I purchased Shokupan, which is Japanese style white bread from Ginza Nishikawa. So they've opened a store in Santa Monica. They're based in Japan, but this bread, this loaf of white bread has been selling out like crazy. You can order it online apparently. Each loaf retails for $18, but I ordered it online via Goldbelly, and plus overnight shipping, 2 loaves of bread, which are in this beautiful bag, cost $85. I am very curious to see what the hype is all about. Shokupan, or just white bread in Japan, is delicious. I love it. I first learned about it when I lived in Japan and noticed that the slices of bread were much thicker. This loaf of bread has not been sliced, so we'll be slicing it as well. And I will be comparing the Ginza Nishikawa bread with this classic Wonder Bread, the American white bread staple. I remember always wanting to get this type of bread because I really loved the packaging as a child, but my mom always purchased wheat bread, and I just want the white Wonder Bread. But here we are, we're going to compare this classic loaf of white bread with the Ginza Nishikawa. I am also going to test out this gadget, which I just picked up, and it is a guide so that you can slice loaves of bread evenly. I often bake bread in my bread maker, and by the time we get to the end part of the bread, it's always at some kind of angle. The initial slices end up all right, and then in the end we have some sort of misshapen loaf. But with this little gadget, I should get perfect slices each time. There are many different kinds of gadgets I've discovered to ensure perfect thickness of bread, but I chose this one, namely, number one, it is Japanese made, so it's made for Shokupan. Also, it's got a relatively small kind of footprint in terms of storage. I don't have a very large kitchen, so in terms of storage, this is ideal. I've seen lots of others that have pegs that go up, and they too fold down, but I kind of liked this design. So we're gonna test this out as well. So here is the gorgeous bag, gorgeous sturdy bag, and it comes with a card showing you the bread and different ways to eat it progressively. Day 1, eat it fresh. Day 2, it should get sweeter. It says by day 3, you should toast it. And it also gives you instructions on how to freeze this. You slice it and wrap it in foil, it says, to keep it even longer. Now, I'm going to cut one loaf. Let me get my cutting board. So quality control is of the utmost importance. Apparently every day pictures are taken of the daily loaves of bread and sent to headquarters to make sure that the loaves are perfect. So let's see this loaf of bread. Okay, so the bread comes wrapped in a plastic bag, and it's a pretty sizable loaf. Look at that. Beautifully square. I believe this is the bottom of the pan, but lovely, sturdy. And because it's not sliced, you can slice it to any thickness you like. So we're going to test out our little slicing guide here. So here's the gadget, and I found it interesting because this part is angled. I said, how is that going to make a slice of perfect bread? Well, this is how you change the thickness. There's a little slide here. See that little board? And depending on how thick you want it, you can slide it between these little tracks, and that will adjust the height. And then this little piece, this little part right here, is where you slide your knife to slice your bread. So the farther down you go, the thicker the slice. I'm going to try it at the thinnest slice, which is at 1 centimeter, and then I'll try it thicker for a classic shokupan. And because I can cut my bread to any thickness I like, this just begs to make an egg drop sandwich. Have you seen those? I've been dying to have one. I've never had an egg drop style sandwich. It looks fantastic. So if you want to see that video, let me know down in the comments. But let's get back to slicing the bread. So the way this works is you need a knife. Then we place our bread like this. Now it looks angled, but the bottom is not angled. It should be parallel. Slide the knife in, hold the bread, and slice it across. I'm gonna have to do it this way because I can't get enough leverage. Okay, let me remove this. It's wanting to move the cutting board, which is annoying. This bread is actually denser than I thought when it comes to slicing. So just like when you're cutting wood, the first slice is not going to be straight because the edge of the bread is not straight. So this is, we're creating, did it slice all the way through? It did. So now we are creating a level surface. Look at the bread. Perfection. Look at that. Did it cut it evenly? It looks like it's at a bit of an angle, doesn't it? Here's a slice of bread. And it's not perfect, but the bread itself is not perfect. So that makes sense. That looks gorgeous. Right, let's cut another 1 centimeter slice so we can compare it to the Wonder Bread. Guide that all the way through. Don't want to cut the plastic, okay? Ding. And there's our piece of Shokupan. Beautiful square piece. And yes, perfect slice. Beautiful. Okay, now let's compare that to the classic Wonder Bread. To compare the size of the loaves of bread, the Wonder Bread is actually longer. This was $3.99 at my supermarket, and I should weigh this to see how much it weighs. Well, the Wonder Bread weighs 1 pound 4 ounces, and the Shokupan weighs 1 pound 8 ounces. So this is actually denser by weight than the Wonder Bread. So I would say the slicer works pretty great. I'll try it again so we can get a bigger slice in a minute. But after using it for the first time, I'd say pretty easy to use. Here's a slice of the Wonder Bread. It's pretty perfect too. It's got a browner crust, I noticed immediately, than the Shokupan. You can do a side-by-side comparison. And in terms of the thickness, it's almost exactly the same. About 1 centimeter. And the Shokupan, the Japanese bread, is definitely heavier in feeling than the Wonder Bread. Let's compare the texture. Let's rip the Shokupan. Yep, kind of fluffy. And now let's rip the Wonder Bread. Okay. Alrighty, I got a slice of Wonder Bread in my hand. Let's give this a taste. Itadakimasu. Airy, fluffy. The crust definitely tastes toasted. Let's eat the middle part. Very plain. Tiny bit of sweetness, maybe a little salt. I really like the middle part. The crust I always avoided as a kid because I felt like it didn't taste good. It wasn't necessarily a textural thing, it was the taste. Now I like it. It is a little bit firmer and not as fluffy, the crust part, but it also has more of a pronounced kind of toasted flavor. Very innocuous, plain bread. Not dry, just very airy. Alrighty, now let's compare that to the expensive Ginza Nishikawa bread. Here we go. Itadakimasu. This has much more flavor. It's a little bit sweet and it tastes richer too. And while the interior is also light and fluffy and airy, there's substance to it. There's a little bit of chew to it. It's, I believe in Japanese they call it fuwa. It's fluffy, yet substantial. Delicious. I'm just eating plain white bread, nothing on it. Oh, great. Having said that, the Wonder Bread's not bad. It's just not as rich and fluffy and textural. Also, the crust of the Ginza Nishikawa bread does not have a pronounced toasted flavor. The crust tastes the same as the rest of the bread, although it does have a little bit of a firmer texture. It doesn't have that really nutty toasted flavor of a crust of Wonder Bread. The Wonder Bread is also just lighter. Immediately when you start to bite it, it kind of just dissolves and compresses. While the Shokupan is also light, it's more lasting in your mouth. Delicious. Alrighty, now let's use my very fancy toaster to toast the breads and compare them that way. We'll start with the Wonder Bread. Into the toaster. We'll toast that up. And while that's toasting, I'm going to cut a slightly thicker piece of this bread. I guess it's only fair to do the same thickness of bread in the toaster. So we'll do 1 centimeter, but then I'm also going to cut a thicker piece because I'm curious what that's like. Another perfect slice of bread. And this one I'm going to make 2 centimeters, I believe. One thing though, you have to make sure that you line this up on the same level. Now, slice. Okay, so here we are at 2 centimeters. That's what you typically get at the supermarket. It'll be a pre-slice for you like that. Okay, I hear this ticking faster, so I think my toast is nearly ready. Look at all that steam. All that steam, all that water comes from the bread itself. Okay, let's open it up. There it is, beautiful. Look at that. Beautifully even piece of bread. So that's the Wonder. Now let's take our Shokupan cut at the same thickness, place that in there, and do the same thing. Start. Alrighty, I'm gonna try the Wonder Bread toasted while it's hot. Here we go. Itadakimasu. Good crunch. Toasted bread is so good. Very plain. We're just having this toasted. Just screams for a little bit of butter, but I just want a review based simply on the bread. Lovely nutty texture, crunchy on the outside, a little dry, but not bad. Crisp on the edges. That's what it looks like inside. I just want some jam or some honey, definitely some butter. But again, just gonna have a fair assessment like this. Okay, bread is beeping, our toaster is beeping, and we're gonna compare it with this. Okay, almost there. Ah, there we go. Ready. Ooh, this one did not brown as much. Look at that. Compare that to the Wonder Bread. Shokupan versus Wonder Bread. Shokupan did not brown nearly as much as the Wonder Bread. Interesting. All right, let's give this a taste. Here we go. Itadakimasu. Oh. This toaster is awesome. The inside of this bread is so fluffy and moist. And again, you get this wonderful chew yet softness in the inside of the toast. This one is much drier. Crisper, but drier. But this is lovely. It just tastes so rich and delicate, yet substantial. It doesn't just kind of melt away or just kind of dry out into croutonness. Lovely. And this has nothing on it. This is just the bread itself, toasted to perfection by this toaster. So good. Ginza Nishikawa Shokupan is easily the best white bread I've ever had. Texture, flavor, experience, everything. The way it looks, the aesthetics of everything, just lovely. Is it worth $18? Yeah, I'd say so. If you live near a Ginza Nishikawa where you can go pick one up yourself, I'd say it's worth it. You get quite a lot of bread. You can slice it, you can freeze it and put it up and just kind of dole it out slowly or just enjoy it as it is. I think it would make fantastic French toast. I mean, look how thick you can make it. You can just slice this and stuff this as a sandwich, as it's often done in Japan. Ham, a little bit of cheese, and like a little pocket. Fantastic. I should just do a whole little sandwich video. I think I'll do that. I'm going to do a whole sandwich video using this special bread. So look for that because I've got lots of bread. But yes, definitely. I think the Ginza Nishikawa bread is worth the $18. Is it worth the $42+ that I spent on it to have it shipped to me? Yes, it was worth it to me because now my curiosity has been satisfied. I compared it to Wonder Bread and now I get to make all these wonderful things with this bread. And since I live on the East Coast, there would have been no other way for me to try this bread because I don't live in Santa Monica. So yeah, totally worth it. So good. Alrighty, my lovelies. Thanks as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like this video. Subscribe. I always forget to tell you to subscribe. And I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. All right, now it's time to go find some butter.